Okay, so taking a break from Capitol Hill, let's bring things to my backyard. So, Texas is a strange place. Not only are things heating up to 100 degrees outside, it's also heating up politically. So, in early May, the Texas House Committee filed 20 articles of impeachment against GOP Attorney General Ken Paxton, ranging from bribery to abuse of political trust. After the chamber voted to impeach, Paxton was suspended from office. Now, the allegations include attempts to interfere with foreclosure lawsuits, issuing legal opinions to benefit real estate developer Nate Paul, and firing and harassing whistleblowers on Paxton's staff. So, for those of you who don't know, Paxton has been a troublemaker since day one in office. In 2015, having been in office for less than a year, he was indicted on felony securities fraud charges for allegedly persuading investors to buy stock without disclosing that he would be compensated for it. And I can already hear potential detractors. That's one example over 7 years since then. Oh, just wait. I live here. And like the rest of my fellow Texans, I've had to deal with his chicanery this whole time. Trust me, we'll get to that. But before then, let me officially introduce you to who Ken Paxton is. Give you a little rundown on what this guy is all about. So, first and foremost, this guy champions himself to be a religious crusader. Anti-abortion, strengthen religious liberty, etc., etc. This includes being a hypocrite regarding his supposed allegiance to the Constitution. So back in 2015, following Obergefell v. Hodges, the landmark Supreme Court case that rendered same-sex marriages, legal protections, Paxton wrote an opinion encouraging county clerks, justices of the peace, and other taxpayer-funded employees to object to issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples on the grounds of retaining religious liberty. So, just casually throwing out, the founding document of this nation, just casually, just in a memo, just, kind of encouraging it. Oh, God, do we love bureaucracy. Now, there's a whole laundry list of things I could also bring up on Paxton, including his efforts to limit mail-in voting in the state in 2020, but I think my favorite story is his getaway efforts to avoid being served a subpoena. So, back in 2021, Paxton was one of the legal architects of the Texas abortion ban and abortion tip line systems that would not only prosecute doctors and patients, but also people who helped finance and facilitate travel to receive an abortion in or out of state. When trying to get an idea of how Paxton would enforce this policy, Fund Texas Choice, the North Texas Equal Access Fund, and the Lilith Fund for Reproductive Equity sued to get Paxton to testify his legal intentions. Flash forward to the summer of 2022, a process server wrote an affidavit that he was attempting to deliver the federal court subpoena to Paxton's home. He stated that Paxton avoided him in the house for over an hour before dashing towards a truck that his wife had been driving before speeding off. This is the ultimate game of, I can't see you, so you can't see me. So yeah, we have a rather interesting guy here on the docket. That's the crap we're dealing with down here. I'm not going to be diving into more of his, escapades because we'd be here all day. So on the grounds of his impeachment, we have some interesting stuff to cover. So of the 20 articles of impeachment, I find a handful rather interesting. So first, one of his alleged crimes is his interference in foreclosure lawsuits and harassment within his office. But what jumps out to me is the alleged bribery charges stemming from Nate Paul employing a woman with whom Paxton had had an affair with in exchange for legal help. So the way this is painted from my perspective is that Paxton allegedly had an affair with a woman, and in order to keep this under wraps, he may have arranged for his real estate buddy to employ her, on the condition that, he offers some legal services. Jesus Christ, man, you're new to the game. The ghouls on Capitol Hill would tell you rule number one of political sexcapades is to wear an eyes wide shut mask. Duh. Also, again, when I say he's a hypocrite on many issues, it's even the whole religious liberties and religious lifestyle grift. Having an affair with your wife, real pious of you. But all joking aside, this is some crazy stuff. So, what happens from here? Well, Paxton is set to answer for 16 of the 20 articles in an impeachment trial set for September 5th this year. Seeing that a Republican majority House impeached him, and how infamous his exploits are, it looks like Paxton is set to be ousted. If you get ousted by your own party, a party which is infamous for its lack of accountability, you massively screwed up. I don't know how I can honestly emphasize that any more than I can right now. I honestly don't have much commentary here. But it's such an interesting story that in my backyard of all places. So, of course, I had to cover it. Not gonna lie, I hope this sticks. I hope they oust this guy. I mean, he's just gonna get replaced by someone with similar policies and beliefs, but and be back to square one, but at least there might be less corruption here. Keyword might.